Welcome as we preview week number 9 of the South Jersey football season and the cut-down day where the playoff teams will be determined. Marc Narducci and Phil Anastasia. And Phil, let's start off with St. Augustine 4-4, a deceptive 4-4 as you've pointed out, against an unbeaten Vineland team that has really not been tested.
You know, Mark, Vineland could be the best team in South Jersey, but there's really no way of knowing that for sure because they haven't yet been tested. You know, they're 7-0. Played 3 games against 0-7 teams, 2 games against 1-6 teams. It's not the Clan's fault. You can only play who's in front of you, and they've certainly taken care of business. But they haven't yet been challenged. They will be challenged on Friday night. The Prep, like you said, 4-4. 3 of those losses to South Jersey teams in the top 5, and the other one to Malvern Prep. So this is a battle-tested St. Augustine team. You know, and here's Vineland with a chance, I think, to finally show how good of a team they are. And there's a lot on the line for the Clan. You know, they could be 8-0 if they win this game. Still have to open on the road in South Jersey 5. And if they lose it, there's a chance if Atlantic City was to upset Millville that they could not even get in at 7-1. So there's a lot on the line for both teams. And I think Vineland in particular is kind of itching to kind of really show, we're as good as we kind of look, you know, and we can prove it against really quality competition.
Also on Friday night, St. Joe, a team that you saw last week with a comeback over St. Augustine, going up against an Ocean City team, Phil, that's a quiet 6-1. We haven't heard a lot about
They've really had a nice year, and they really are. They're 11-2 since the middle of last year, so they've been a solid program, you know, the last year and a half or so. And here's their opportunity, you know, going against a team that's really in St. Joe has really rolled this year. 8-0, you know, they've beaten some really quality teams, rallied for impressive victories over Holy Spirit and St. Augustine last week. And, you know, Ocean City, Harry Feifel, their quarterback, Isaac Robertson, all-purpose senior, been really solid players for them. They're going to get into 3, most likely, and have an opportunity to make a little hay in there. But here's their chance, you know, to really kind of show they can compete with a really solid team. From St. Joe's standpoint, they can win the division title with this one, and obviously they want to keep it going as they roll into the non-public 2 tournament and try to win another state title.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, in a game that has both playoff and conference implications, it's Williamstown taking on Cherokee. And basically, Phil, the winner of this is probably going to be the American Division champ. In fact, if Cherokee wins, it will be.
They will clinch outright. They'll be 5-0, which will be, you know, very impressive in that division. You know, and so for the Chiefs, there's that on the line. Plus, for both teams, you know, there's seeding in South Jersey 5, which would be very important. That looks like a loaded field, and you want to get as high a seed as possible, obviously. From Williamstown's standpoint, here's a chance for them to get to 4-0 in the division ahead of a Thanksgiving game against Washington Township, which they would be favored to win. And again, same deal for them as the Chiefs, trying to get into 5 and trying to get as high a seed as possible. So a lot on the line from 2 standpoints for these teams in this game.
Yeah, both teams, the loser of this game could still get in the
still get in, you know, but you're going to get a low seed. You're going to get a tough road game to open. And you really want to enter the playoffs, obviously, on a high note. And here's an opportunity for both teams to do that because this is a big game.
Yeah, and then we have Bishop Eustace going up against a 4-3 Highland team, a Highland team that's looking to make the Group 4 playoffs for the 2nd year in a row with a tremendous freshman running back.
Yeah, Johnny Martin's got an offer from Baylor already, so he's a pretty special athlete. And Highland, you know, has not had the year they had last year, but here they are in position to get to 5-3, get themselves a good seed in 4, and in a Group 4 tournament that I think should be pretty wide open, Mark. So it's an opportunity, obviously, for the Tartans in this game. And Bishop Eustace, here's a team that's won 3 of 4. All 3 of their losses have been to top 25 teams, you know, and a chance for them to kind of make a statement. They are not going in the non-public 3 tournament. They've decided to opt out of that tournament. So this is a real huge game for them to kind of make a statement against a good Highland team.
Sort of like Eustace's playoff game this week. Well, that's just part 1. We'll be back for part 2. For Phil Anastasia, Marc Narducci for Philly.com.